Hello everyone and welcome back to Indian Racing League. This is season 13. We are in round 2 and as Arav in the chat says, this is mad. Konnichiwa Srikanth, we miss you on the track. Do come back soon for your chaos that you brought along with yourself. And joining me in the comms box tonight is absolutely no one. It's just me. And hopefully, Chips gets the game soon so we can have some fun in the commentary box or not. But yeah, it is a cloudy Saturday here in Belgium. And let's see what qualifying has in store for us. Last weekend was Britain, and we had the Silverstone reverse track for the first time in RL history, and Jishnu won that race from P2 after Noble took pole. It was a brilliant start by Jishnu off the line, and he did get, I think, keep the race lead for the most part, except when VFX and a couple of others decided to stay out. But what a brilliant drive it was by VFX. He had to stick it out for long on those hard tires and did pit for inters, and that move kind of paid off by the end of the race when he got a podium and joined his teammate Noble on the podium. Hello Shooter, thank you so much by the way. Shout out to Shooter. If people don't know, he is the reason why we have commentary in season 13 of IRL. I myself do not have the game, and Shooter was kind enough to lend me his game just for commentary. So thank you, Shooter, and hope everything is fine on a personal level. I know you are in Delhi and hence is not racing tonight. And speaking of not racing tonight, I believe we have two drivers who are missing. I'm not sure who they are, but good to see 18 people in the lobby. I don't know if anyone else is going to join, but a lot of chatter in the comments. That's always good to see. And let's pick out a few people who might be going on a lap soon. I think there's the Williams, is it? Nope, it seems to be a different car. Maybe Red Bull. I might be colorblind. And by the way, we have Parth Solanki. Yeah, he is the Red Bull who was starting the hot lap. So let's see how his lap goes. He is a reserve driver, and this is his debut IRL race. It's not a Red Bull car. I'm sorry, it's a V carb. And let's see how he fares. And we will look at Jishnu's lap. We will look at VFX's lap as well. Don't worry, guys. But towards the end of the session, oh, Noble is missing as well. Yes, that's not great for the Red Bull team, considering they have one of the stronger lineups in the Constructors' Championship. So they will be short a few points, but let's see how the Mercedes boys do. Jishnu, of course, won the race. I think Suraj came in P10 last time. So that seems is still there is enough scope for improvement there. And I think Redstone is having his first race tonight. Is in the McLaren with I am Rahul. So that should be an interesting lineup as well. As Chips says hello, and Shah is here. And this circuit is named after him. So hello Shah, and welcome to Shah Francorchamps. I hope you are doing well, and your return to IRL is much awaited. We thought you were racing with us this season, maybe as a reserve. Do let us know if you're planning on doing that. Parth Solanki is about to complete his lap. A couple of corners to go, just one braking decision, and we'll get to know what kind of lap time is Parth setting, as he does not take the optimal line through the start finish straight at the end of the lap. But it's a 1:45.2. I have no idea if that's good or bad. I guess we'll know soon enough, as Yash Gosalia goes a full 2 seconds faster and Redstone goes a further 2 seconds faster. So the times are tumbling down, and Redstone time tells me that maybe there is someone with the 140s, maybe. So let's see if it is going to be Jishnu, who is about to complete his first lap. Remember, in Silverstone, it was Jishnu who had the provisional pole for the most part of qualifying, but towards the end is where Noble, in the dying minutes or dying seconds, I should say, snatched that pole position away from him. But it is Redstone still on top, with Jishnu slotting in just more than three tenths behind, and then it is Suraj with a 42.4. Let's pick up Vifix. He's on an out lap, and when he starts this lap is when we'll go on board with him throughout the whole lap to see what kind of racing lines he takes. But while we do that, Shah, if you can walk us through some happy memories on this track. I believe you won here a few seasons back. Talk about that race, please, in the comment section. As VFX has taken La Sauce, which is turn 1 6 to the right of the wall, where the infamous Racing Point collision happened between Esteban Ocon and, I want to say, Sergio Perez. I could be getting this very, very wrong. There is a car in front of him, VFX, and I hope that they get out of way soon, because they don't seem to be on a hot lap as VFX navigates in the competition. And yes, the Williams does get out of the way. VFX probably taking it. Oh yeah, it was his first IRL win, Shah. Thank you for, yeah, I did remember that it was a special race for you, as VFX approaching Puon now, the site of the famous incident between Caesar and the guy who Caesar kicked out from the league. Always a fun to watch, and I believe, yeah, that went way too deep in that corner, VFX. And Shah, if you remember, we were commentating on that race when Caesar and Gupt collided. So happy memories all around this track. And now he is approaching this corner, VFX, where he himself lost it from the lead of the race on lap 1 or lap 2 in intermediate conditions, and when we was, I think, plumb last by the end of lap 1, but he went on to win the race, did VFX. He's about to complete his first lap, and he goes P3 with a 41.9, 7 tenths of Redstone, who sits atop of the standing with a 141.2. Will be a tough time to beat, and just like last time, it feels like that the first marker is a very, very strong lap. Let's look at URL Basil. I almost called him IRL Basil. Would not be appropriate to call him that, since he's yet to win a race. But here is he in the Ferrari, partnering with Abhishek's. Always a welcome sight after he apparently left the server between the 2 seasons, but he's back now, and Basil is back in the mix. Let's see what he does. I don't know if he has lost or gained pace between the 2 seasons. This will be a fun pairing to watch, as Sid Venkatesh with a good lap time, 43.1. And Chips, no bold predictions as such. I would love to see someone like Suraj on the podium, but now that I've said it, I hope I haven't jinxed it. But yeah, if I have to make a bold prediction, it would be this man whom we're spectating right now to win the race. Yeah, that's my bold prediction. So if Basil does manage to win the race, I'm sure it will be taken away in the steward's room. But on track, at least we'll get to hear from him, and I'm sure he'll be thankful to me for manifesting his race win. That being said, Mayank is also, I guess, on a lap. He's about to complete one, and a good lap time from Mayank with a 42.4. So I think it's just Baz Smith and Easy Level Bot who are yet to set a lap time. Azun, of course, would not. And Baz across the line, he's used up all his battery. He goes P6, joining his teammate Abhishek on the 3rd row of the grid. and 3 tenths between them. Noble, why are you not racing? Please tell us that. We thought you would be one of those drivers who would be in the mix for the win. So do let us know what's happening, and we hope that you are racing with us next weekend. I have no idea when or where the next race is. I know it's next weekend, but I don't know the track. But either ways, let's try to pick someone else up who is about to start a lap. Is it Yash Gosalia? I think it might be. Yes, he's just through turn 1 now. And there's a McLaren ahead. Is that Redstone who's on a lap? Yes, he is. So let's look at Redstone's lap and see if he's going even faster into sector 1. He is. He's almost a tenth faster. And let's look at the lines he's taking through the second sector now, which is a technical sector, and you need a good amount of downforce to navigate, and it's doing just so far, quite controlled, and probably not taking a lot of risks right now, but I don't think he needs to. He has a very good lap time as a banker. So let's see how it does. This is the corner where V6 went in a bit deep. Redstone hugging the apex and very well driven through the set of corners, and now he's approaching the second sector split where he's up by 2 full tenths. This could be a lap into the 140s by Redstone Derp, and as most of us predicted, Redstone dominance is going to continue on for one more season in the McLaren. So McLaren winning in real life, McLaren winning in the races in IRL as well. Yeah, we are going to get pretty bored of seeing McLaren win as it goes 140.9, and probably the only person who's going to be in the 140s. Jishnu a few corners behind Redstone. Let's see what kind of lap time is he doing. I'm not sure if he's gaining on his time, but he's certainly continuing on with his hot lap. And let's have a look as he takes a lot of curb on entry, but his car is stable and steady through that right-left combination. Does improve his time, just marginally so, but still way off Redstone. Suraj with a good lap time meanwhile, and he's gone P3 as VFix has been relegated to P4, 141.7. Respectable lap time from Suraj, and VFix has just started a lap. So let's see. I think VFix has at least a couple of tenths in his lap, so I think he can still maybe get that P3. Does he have 4 tenths? I'm not too sure. We didn't see the entirety of his lap on board. He's getting a slipstream from the sister V-Carb car, and his approaches sector 1 split is down on his time. 600ths is the loss. So that slipstream didn't really help him. And let's see how second sector is where I think he'll gain up some time if he just cleans up his lap and does not make mistakes. So let's keep an eye out on that. As further behind, Rahul in the pits. Gosalia is probably on an in lap, and let's try to pick up anyone else who's on a lap. No, but Abhishek's. What a lap from Abhishek's. The Ferrari going strong, and it's a 41.4 for him. What about Suraj in the, I think he's just avoiding the cars. VFix is now up on his time, 2 tenths up almost through the second sector. So at this rate, he might just get ahead of Suraj in P4. But if he gets mega sector 3, especially the bus stop chicane, maybe there is a very, very slim outside chance that he gets his car up into P3. We'll wait and watch until the next few seconds, and yes, he does get P4 with 41.7, a few thousandths faster than Suraj. So 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session. I think most people will have time for one more qualifying lap. I'm not sure about VFX. I don't think he will have time, because by the time VFX enters the pits, it will be less than 2 minutes on the clock, and I don't think the game will allow him to go out on track and still complete one full circulation before the checkered flag falls. He's trying everything he can. He's almost pushing right now as a push lap or a hot lap to make it in time, but I think it is curtains as far as qualifying is concerned for VFX. And Chips is saying there is another 3 to 4 seconds in that lap from Redstone. I think you mean 3-4 tenths, because if he has 3-4 seconds in that lap, Chips, that is very scary. That is Redstone on drugs, and that should be banned. What about Ramen? Oh, it's coming back in the pits. A few people now on their out laps for the final runs. And let me know in the comments, people who are watching, what is the strategy on this track. I'm assuming it's a one stop, but can you get away with the two softer tires? I'm assuming not, considering Sector 2 will have a lot of pressure and degradation as far as tires are concerned. So should be a mediums to hards, or maybe hards to mediums if someone is bold enough. I do believe the soft tires might be a tire to avoid unless there is a late safety car and people are just have 3 to 4 laps of green flag running towards the end. Plenty of drivers in the on their out laps. VFX is now in the pits, and yes, that is VFX's qualifying done. So let's see. We have a few contenders for that P2 spot. VFX is not going to be one of them. But let's not count off the likes of Suraj or I am Rahul or even Basil. He can put in a good lap time on his day, just that his days are a bit rare. Let's see what he has in store. Or someone like Gosalia, even Mayank. So anyone in the top 7, 8, 9 maybe should be in contention. And the most useless thing I've seen this weekend is that McLaren of Redstone Dub out on track yet again, just trying to beat his own time, because I don't think anyone else is going to be in that position, but he's still going strong. And let's see if he can better his own time of 40.9. Any predictions, guys? What is going to be the pole time? Do you think he can maybe manage a 40.7, 40.6? I dare not say a low 40s, but anything of that sort could be still on the table. Jishnu has started his lap and is on the camel straight, and it's a good thing he has a clear track ahead of him. Yeah, there you go, Jishnu, half a tenth up on his time. I think he can still beat Abhishek's time, so he has that front row still to battle for, and he did win from front row last weekend, so all's not lost yet as far as qualifying is concerned. And maybe it will put him, I think the car in P2 starts on the inside on this grid, so you never know, it could be a blessing in disguise. Baz apparently has missed the flag and he is back in the pit. So Baz is going to start no higher than P8, and I think easy level bot just entering the pits now. Jishnu is marginally up on his time. It's not looking great for him this lap, and he might have to just be content with P3. Meanwhile, is Suraj up on his time? No, he is not. What about Rahul? He's about to complete his lap, but let's first focus back on Jishnu. Does he have the pace in the final sector to gain about a tenth on the finish line? And he in fact loses some time, so more or less the same lap time he done. Suraj is going to finish the lap time. Is he going to get, he can just go a little bit faster to get his P4. He gets P4 from VFX, goes 7 tenths, and Redstone Derp goes a few hundreds faster even with a 149. More or less qualifying is done. We have Deadly, who's not on a lap time. What about Smith? He's up by 3 tenths and he goes P13, slots in between Raman and Sid Venkatesh, the drivers from Division 2 whom he has battled a lot in the past. I'm sure especially Sid for that championship fight way back in, I want to say maybe season 10. But either ways, no surprises as Redstone takes pole by over 4 tenths, over 5 tenths almost, on Abhishek's, followed by Jishnu, and a very good showing for the Mercedes as Suraj is also on the second row, followed by Vfx. I am Rahul, and then the two Williams with URL Basil and Deadly Mosquito rounding up the top 10. That is the qualifying order in front of you. As I said, Redstone takes pole, followed by a Ferrari and two Mercedes, and behind is where the likes of Oxidized Rage and Raman and Smith, Sid Venkatesh, Parth Solanki in his first IRL race, Easy Level Bot, Sonic Hawk, and Azun in his first race of the season. So let's see what the likes of Azun can do, considering he usually uses the Abhi strat of keeping out of trouble, not really fighting for positions in the first few laps, just finding his way through. I did not get that reference, Chips, but please buy the game as it's slightly sunny, more sunny in the race than it was in qualifying. Tire strat, I believe it would be mediums to hards, Chips. I think Jin can maybe confirm that, but I think softs will wear out too soon on this track, so should be mediums to hards is my guess, or hards to mediums. I'll get some water while there are final changes to the setup and fuel loads by the drivers. Alright, so Jeff Bezos, if you are watching, or if any category manager of Amazon is watching this stream, please talk the game so we can have good quality commentary for this league. Otherwise, it is just me that people are stuck with. But here we go. I think the formation lap will be underway very soon. There you go. And let's have a quick look at the tire choices. There's a healthy mix of mediums and hards, as the top four drivers are on the mediums. VFix once again choosing for the hard tires, and this is a strategy which he used in Silverstone and did pay off. And I'm sure he wasn't P5, was he? He might have been P4 or P5 at the start, but he lost a few positions in the first few laps, but then regained that time and positions through his strategy and through the bold call of going on the intermediates. Let's see if it pays off for him. I think this might be slightly tougher for VFix than it was in Silverstone, considering now Redstone is in the mix and Suraj is also up there along with Abhishek. So VFix also does not have Noble as a teammate around, at least for this race. So it might be slightly tougher for him. Behind him there are a couple of medium and hard runners each, and then all the way from P15 down to P18, everyone on those hard tires, including Azun. So let's see how that works out for the Racing Bulls. I think we are calling them, not V-Carb anymore. So let's see what Azun has in store. And up ahead, while we are in the middle of the formation lap, if you're watching, please leave a comment. Do let us know who do you think is going to join Redstone up on the podium. I think that's the most relevant question. We all know when McLaren will be on the podium, and that is going to be Redstone, but who do you think is going to join him? Is it going to be his teammate? Maybe, you never know. I am Rahul, if you remember a couple of seasons back, or was it only last season? I can't really remember. He had that knack of cutting through the field despite bad qualifying, and he could still be on the podium, so never count him out. As Harsh in the comment, Harsh, why aren't you racing? Let us know. Do you not have the game? Do you not care enough about the game just like me? Either ways, I think the formation lap is about to come to an end as Redstone and Abhishek have lined up. In fact, it is my bad because Redstone is on the left of the track from this angle, so he's going to take the inside line. Uh, Really bad racing angle that. Oh yeah, this is better. Jishnu's angle is better because at least I can see all the cars who have more or less lined up on the grid. And yeah, well, that's a comment from Hers which I would have liked not to look at right now as we are 5 laps on the grid and we are lights out and we are underway. The Mercedes, one of the Mercedes was way off its grid slot. As what a brilliant start it is from Jishnu yet again. And it does take one position off the line, and he might be on the way to take P1 from Redstone, but Redstone will have DRS, not DRS, but slipstream down the straight. So here we go. Redstone, is he going to take the position or is he going to wait for DRS? No nonsense driving from Redstone as it's a Sebastian Vettel like overtake. And it's Redstone in the lead after momentarily losing it. Vfix is up into P4, so he has climbed up a position. Suraj has lost a position off the start, and let's see if Vfix is going to send one down the inside. No, he thinks the better of it. But what a start from Jishnu yet again. From P3, he has gained a position. Now it is important for him to stick close to Redstone because, well, you never know. As Vfix has now lost a position, he's going off track. So Basil, what an overtake. Was a start from Basil as well. He was down in P8, is up into P6. And Oxidized Rage. And I am Rahul are battling. I am Rahul might lose another position to Yash Gosalia. Yes, he has. Falcon is down in P17, Chips, and I'm sorry, completely missed that. I'm not sure what happened to him. Parth Solanki has been kicked out of the server. Well, people have been kicked out of the IRL server as well, Parth. So, well, commiserations, and I hope you can join back soon as we are more or less done with the first lap, and the lead Redstone has it just about less than 5 tenths. As there's multiple changes there, something happened. Zoon has climbed up 4 positions, make it 5 as a few people dive into the pits. And Raul is going to have a change of wings. So is Falcon is yet to pit. Is Jishnu now going to go for a move? I think he just might be. He has DRS. Is he? I think he should, right? At the end of lap 1. But either ways, he has taken the lead of the race. And now it is Redstone who will have to chase him through the twisty, winding sector 2. And let's see if they can do. But look at the gap already, 1.7 seconds to P3. So these two in maybe a league of their own in the first few laps. And it remains to be seen if others can keep up. Meanwhile, Vfix in a sandwich of his two favorite people, Baz and Suraj. Not exactly sure how he lost that position to Suraj because he was ahead at the end of the first sector. But maybe he lost his car somewhere and is now back into starting position of P5. Let's quickly have a look at the positions lost or gained. Where do we see that? There you go. So Jishnu has gained 2 positions, but Redstone is hot on his heels. Behind him, Basil has climbed up 3 positions, Oxidized 4 positions, Easy Level bought 6 positions, Azun 7 positions, up into P11 now from P18. He's on the hard tires as well. And I am Rahul and Falcon, the people who have lost the most positions. Down in P17 and P18 after a wing change. As let me see if I can quickly invite Path as Path_Solar. I don't even know how to invite friends. Restaurant, by the way, has taken the lead of the race. Behind them, VFX very close to Suraj, but still behind the Mercedes, who is behind the Ferrari. So it's good that Baz is now here to back Abhishek's up, and this could be a good result for the Ferrari as well as the Mercedes, as one Mercedes is fighting for the race lead right now and the other one in a podium position or fighting for podium positions. But just to say that Suraj might be missing out on DRS soon from Abhishek's, who will always benefit from the absence of a pressure. As Baz behind VFX almost lost his car. There was a bit of oversteer at the exit of that right-hander from the Ferrari, but all's well, and he's still well within DRS of the Red Bull. I am unable to invite Parth. I don't even know if that's possible now. Can I invite someone who's not my friend? Maybe not. I'm not too sure. Further behind, Smith, I think, has not really gained a lot of positions, but is stuck in P12. Does not have DRS on a zone. Oh, by the way, something happened to Suraj, did it? Or was it just a couple of position changes for the race lead, as well as VFX now up into P4, and he's in DRS of Abhishek. So this move would help VFX absolutely, because he's on the hards, and if he can keep up with the medium runners at this stage of the race, then it is always going to be beneficial for him towards the end, when he'll be on much faster, fresher medium tires on a lighter fuel load. But look at the gap. VFX is hanging on, and as things stand, he will not have DRS. So I think it's very important for Abhishek. Just as I was going to say that, Abhishek has lost his car and has lost 3 positions in the process, and he'll have to be careful because Oxidized Rage is just behind him. An oversteer moment for Abhishek. So did he touch the grass? Not sure, but that is not good news for the Ferrari, and I'm sure we have seen this from Abhishek's earlier as well. Was it Brazil in one of the important races of a title battle that Abhishek lost his car, maybe final corner? Or am I thinking of completely different driver in a completely different scenario? Not too sure, but that's not good news for him. Is Redstone now is going to get past I was going to say VFX, Jishnu. So yeah, well, I think these two are perfectly happy just overtaking each other on alternate laps, as far as they're not losing time battling in the corners and consistently pulling out a healthy gap. 2 people behind, as Azun has been overtaken by Easy Level Bot. So felt like Azun might have lost his car a little bit before that happened, but either way, he's in P11, followed by Smith and Charles in the chat. Charles, do let us know why you aren't racing tonight. Did you not wake up on time, or was it something else? But here we go. Suraj now on the back of VFX, who no longer has DRS from the Ferrari of Abhishek, which was around a lap or 2 before. So Suraj should ideally be getting past the Red Bull, and I think this is what they would want. Just like Redstone and Jishnu, they'd want to keep changing positions without losing too much time in other parts of the track, and that's how they might ultimately just keep themselves in contention if something happens to the top two. Speaking of which, I think this is one of those laps where Redstone has pulled out enough of a gap that Jishnu will not be able to catch him on the camel straight. Further behind, Basil is in hot pursuit of Suraj, who's also going to keep behind VFX. So no overtakes as far as the top 5 are concerned on the camel straight, but Yash Gosalia might be very close to overtaking Oxidized Rage. And it is raining yet again. Wow, 2 races in a row we are getting a dry to wet race. This is something else. It's a little bit of an oversteer moment for Yash Gosalia. You can see on the screen it is raining now as Yash has gone pretty wide. I am Rahul, I think, was involved in an incident with Deadly Mosquito. I'm not too sure. The track I don't think is ready just yet, but it is raining quite fast as it is Oxidized Rage who loses his car, and this is going to be very tricky for the drivers now. Let's see if either of the top two dive into the pits. It might be just about time. It is Jishnu in the pits. Abhishek carries Redstone carries on, but Jishnu is coming into the pits, and you know what? It might be a good call by Jishnu because it is chucking down in the pit lane, and by the time Redstone is in sector 2, it might be quite slow to drive around this track on dry tires. But let's see. I think the DRS is still enabled, so typically in the previous races, previous games we have seen, if the DRS is enabled, that means, oh, there you go, Redstone, and it has been disabled just right on cue as he enters sector 2, and you could see him sliding around his McLaren. So many people on the intermediate tires. Raman has carried on as well on the dry tires, and it might have been beneficial to come in even if it was a double stack. You can see Redstone sliding all around, and this is not going to work, I think, for Redstone. He's fighting his car. I think he still has a healthy gap as Jishnu has overtaken, so it's 17 seconds the gap, and look at how wet it has gone so quickly. At this rate, it will be VFX and Baz and Suraj and maybe Azun. Who knows how many positions Redstone is going to lose just by staying out that one extra lap, and he's chopping away at the steering wheel to keep his car pointing in the right direction. This is going to be painful for the McLaren. This reminds me of Lando Norris in Russia 2021, where he could have won the first Grand Prix, but this is not the first Grand Prix for Redstone. He'll come out in P6 is the prediction by... Oh my god, he's sliding all around, but Chips has predicted he'll come out in P6. He's lost 6 seconds to Jishnu since we last saw, and Jishnu is going to get the lead of the race. It is going to be VFX in P2 as he has overtaken Redstone already. Baz is going to get... Is he going to get... Oh yes, he's going to get those positions, and even Suraj... No, not Suraj. So P4 it is for Redstone. He's lost 3 positions by staying out that extra lap, and now it makes life all the more difficult for the McLaren driver. But what a call. Really good call by Jishnu to pit when he pitted, and then others followed suit. Azun in P13. I did not expect that after the first round of pit stops. Has he made a mistake? Yeah, he has pitted again, and he was on the intermediates, was he not? So I don't know what has happened. Did he have damage, or did he pit just for the fun of it? Well, we wouldn't know, or if someone in the comments can let me know, maybe. Okay, he was on dry tires. Okay, I completely missed that. I thought he was on the intermediates. maybe he was on the hards. All right, so here's the laydown now. Lap 8 of 22. Don't know how long the rain is going to last, but Baz is sliding all around, and he will not last very long if he continues driving like this and taking risks like this. But he is in P3 all of a sudden, and his teammate Abhishek, who made a mistake, and it could have been him who was in P2, is now in P6. Let's run up. The gap to URL Basel is 3.1 seconds, and over the next couple of laps, let's see how that gap changes, if at all. But the rain has limited the amount of overtaking. Absolutely, that is expected in a race like this, on in conditions like this. So this could be a bit of a slow burn until the rain period lasts, maybe until the end of the race. But these gaps you might not see coming down very easily unless there is a transition to dry tires or dry weather, or maybe drivers can pick up some pace, or maybe someone makes a mistake. Tires may not last is what Jin is saying, and yeah, maybe I agree with that, considering still 13 laps to go after this one. So if the rain continues to come down, as easy level bot gets the first time penalty of the race, it's a 3-second time penalty, and as it stands he will still get 1 point for all his troubles. But if it does not dry out, as Oxidize makes a mistake and easy level bot very close to getting that position off him, but yeah, even if it stays like this in terms of conditions, do you think it might go to full wets? Well, Belgium is known to have full wet conditions in real life and in the game, and the intensity of the rain might not be picking up very much, but maybe, just maybe, oh, here we go, there's an overtake coming. I think he's a level bot just taking behind Oxidize for now, but he clearly seems to be faster than the Alpine, and he's just being a little bit patient, biding his time, doesn't want to take unnecessary risks, and maybe there is a way through the obstacle that is in front of him, but not literally through, I hope, otherwise that would be a collision. Dural Basil is catching up to VFix, by the way, so Baz is pulling away from Redstone and is catching up to his good friend VFix in the Red Bull, so let's keep an eye out on that and see how it progresses. But yes, as I was saying, do people in the comments believe there's a slight chance this might transition to full wets, or there's a mistake from easy level bot and that gives Smith a chance to maybe try and overtake? I don't think he's close enough to do that, but Azun is close enough to I am Rahul, so Azun goes a little bit deep into that corner, but I think I am Rahul also gets a good launch off the first corner. So as things stands, Azun will be in P14, and further up, let's see what's happening. I think this is the closest battle we have right now, and Oxidized Rage following Yash Gosalia, but behind Oxidized there is Easy Level Bot and Smith Charge. There's a gaggle of 4 cars which are battling for the final few points positions, and then there's a considerable gap to Raman in P11. Is Falcon very close to Azun? Yes, he is. So any mistake that Azun makes, our Season 5 Division 2 champion will be there to take advantage of. Let's try to follow Falcon through these corners and see what kind of lines is he taking, what kind of dirty air effects the game has. As Falcon, he says no to dirty air, and what an overtake that is. I think Azun made a slight mistake as well, coming off the corner from before, but that is Falcon up into P14. And the Williams has now a bit of a clear track ahead of him as Oxidize has lost a position to easy level bot, but Oxidize might be wanting to use a switchback move, and easy level bot aggressively defending his inside line. Alright, and Oxidize is going to lose a position to Smith now. So it was a long time coming that Oxidize was playing fast and loose in terms of the risks he was taking, and Smith does take the position. Oxidize, further troubles for him under braking, and has lost all momentum, and hence the position to Smith. Up ahead, the gap between Redstone and Basil has remained the same. Redstone is now ghosting through the car of Parth, so that's still Redstone in P4, and the gap between Basil and VFX has also stabilized to 2.2. Let's keep an eye out on the gap between VFX and Jishnu. Seems to be coming down at some rate, as VFX is just picking up pace, maybe, or maybe Jishnu made a mistake, as Redstone gets a 3-second time penalty. That's one of the biggies, and that is not helpful at all for the McLaren driver, who's also a 3-time RL champion. This is not going to be helpful, and wow, did not expect that. So I think a win might be out of question here for the McLaren unless people around him get penalties as well, but even a podium might be tough at this rate. Meanwhile, Suraj is losing time hand over fist. Last I checked, the gap was less than 8 seconds. Now it is almost 10 seconds. So maybe it is Suraj's setup in that Mercedes not really helping his cause right now. Is in P5 and he has Abhishek in pursuit, but not really making any inroads on the gap that Redstone has over him. But up ahead, VFX has closed up, I think, by about 3/10 in the last lap or so to Jishnu. So maybe it is coming to a point where VFX might just be getting into the groove, might be kicking himself. VFX was selecting hard tires. He could have very well been on the mediums and would have given him the purchase and the performance that he would have wanted in the first few laps, but also not lost, and he's in P2, comfortable in P2, so I think the only way is upwards for the Red Bull drivers, as Srikanth does not want his best friend to win back-to-back races, so he would be rooting for VFX, I'm sure, as Srikanth, and further behind this battle still around, after being overtaken, easy level bot, Oxidized Rage has lost time to Smith, but Smith is in touch of easy level bot, who is in touch of Yash Kosalia, who is losing time hand over fist to Abhishek. So that's a huge gap that's falling between the two drivers, as Rahul gets an overtake done on Sid Venkatesh. So there's Rahul into P12, and well, he still has 11 seconds to the top 10. Let's see if he can reach there. And Chips, see, this is why, Chips, we want in the commentary to remember what happened in the previous race, as a really impressive slide by easy level bot in the first corner. But yes, Gosalia and Smith did have contact in Silverstone. Of course, it was deemed NFA by the steward, and rightly so, but we could be in for more drama. But right now it is easy level bot that Yash Gosalia needs to worry about, because The Haas driver is showing some good pace. He has a 3-second time penalty, so that's not going to help his chances any which way in terms of securing a good points finish. But he's still trying to make as much impact as possible with the handicap of the time penalty, and he is well in position, I think, to make an overtake work here, maybe in the next lap. So yes, needs to be extra careful, and you can see Smith lurking in the background as we turn our attention back to VFX, who has taken another 10th or 10th and a half from the gap that Jishnu has. So he's slowly chipping away VFX, and now you see the gap is 2 seconds. So he's making inroads just at the slightest. We don't know what kind of fuel loads the drivers are running, especially if they knew it was going to rain. They might have underfueled a little bit, but just as I say that, VFX loses a couple of tenths to Jishnu. So through turn 1, and now it loses more time all the way down on the camel straight. So it's a bit of yo-yo effect, and that gap is increasing and then it keeps decreasing. So not a real battle right now. They seems to be very closely matched on pace, but at the same time, I think Jishnu does not need any complications, and he would be wise not to make any mistakes, because if he does make a mistake, VFX is right there to take advantage of it, as Suraj now 14 seconds adrift Redstone. So in the dry, Suraj was still competitive to the people around him, but in the wets, I think his pace has completely fallen off. Not a great sign for the Mercedes. Maybe it's just a setup thing, but if majority of the race was going to be in the intermediate conditions, then that's something which at the start of the lobby or the session itself, unless this was completely unprecedented and the weather radar did not show it. Probably setup error as well, as Yash Gosalia makes a mistake. He's gone wide in Puon like he did just before the crossover and just before people started pitting for intermediate tires. So now this has gotten Easy Level Bot excited about getting P7 from his good friend. Let's see if Easy Level Bot is going to make any sort of attempt to go for a dive bomb into bus stops again. I think that would be a bit too much optimistic for us to expect, but you can see that the rain has completely stopped. So I think a couple of laps in these conditions and people might start pitting. Yeah, exactly, Chips. That's exactly what I was talking about. So there is a dry line forming any which way, and that's the racing line. And you can see Easy Level Bot going on to the wet patch to get to ensure his tires don't get overheated. But this is the part of the race where it starts to get real interesting now, as Yash Gosalia makes more mistakes. And here comes Easy Level Bot. He's going to use his battery. He's in the slipstream of the Williams. Is he going to pull out of the slipstream? Yash Gosalia defends the inside. It's Easy Level Bot on the outside. Let's use brake on the race. It's Easy Level Bot round the outside of Yash Gosalia. Yash Gosalia still has the position. Easy Level Bot trying everything he can in the book. Gosalia defending the inside. Yet again is Easy Level Bot going to go around the outside again. He's trying to hang his Haas around the outside, but this is good battling, clean fun by Gosalia and Easy Level Bot. Gosalia still has his P7 intact, but it seems like a matter of time before the Haas can find his way through. There are 3 drivers already on the medium, so things might be happening very, very quickly. We'll keep an eye out on our top drivers. All of them have for now continued on. Suraj is a long way off. Does Suraj take any sort of risk? He's not going to gain any time out of it. Positions out of it, but he might get some time. No. Abhishek stays out. What about Gosalia? Does anyone dare to go on the mediums just yet in the top 10, or do they wait around for one more lap? Redstone, by the way, in the drives, you can see him. He gained a second over Basil. The gap was 3.2 seconds, now it's 2.1. Everyone is still staying out. Oxidized Rage comes in. 1.2 seconds the gap to Smith. He's in net P10 right now. Rahul comes in as well. Does Raman come in? No, Raman stays out. So here we go. Now Redstone Dub had very good pace in the dry. He had good pace, decent pace, and oh, he puts a tire on the gravel there. Not helpful for the McLaren. VFX has lost time to Jishnu in the drives yet again. 1 full second is the loss for VFX. So I think it is time. I think it's pretty much dry right now for people to start thinking about the slicks, and 6 laps to go. I think it is still too much for the softs. If there's a yellow flag, is that Gosalia? No, it is Falcon, in fact, on the mediums. Gosalia gets a time penalty. Is Jishnu coming into the pits? Jishnu stays out. And VFX stays out. What about Baz? Baz stays out. Is Redstone trying to do the impossible? No, he stays out as well. So most drivers staying out, and I expected at least one of them to take a chance. Rahul gets a time penalty as well. Redstone, the gap he has to Basil is back to 3.1. So maybe it's a bit too risky right now. I don't think they're going to stay out for one more lap. Suraj is in the pits. So Suraj does make that call. Again, I don't think he's going to gain any positions out of it. He might gain some time at the end of lap 16 is where Suraj pits. So it's a 6 lap dash to the end. For people who are staying out, let me know if someone can gamble on the softs. Is 5 laps on softs too much? It might be too much on this track. So maybe it's a safer option to go on the mediums, the tire that will give you performance until the end of the race and not just a couple of laps after you put them on. Easy level bot, unused Gosalia. He will have DRS. Just has almost depleted his battery. Easy level bot is trying to get past him, but to no avail. Gosalia does seem to have good straight line speed. Rahul has retired. Okay, he's retired in the pits, I believe. So that should be fine. And let's see what Jishnu does now. Surely he is pitting, and I think everyone else should follow suit. Raman gets a time penalty. Jishnu stays out. VFX stays out. Baz is continuing on as well. And Redstone Dub, he has blinked. Redstone in the pits for a set of dry tires. And the question is, which tire is he going to put on? Is it going to be the softs or mediums? It is going to be a set of tires which have no marking on them. So I don't know which tires is put on. It's put on the mediums as per the graphic. And this is going to be mega because Baz could be now in trouble. We'll see what kind of gaps or what kind of inroads can Redstone make. 19.8 or 19.9 seconds. 20 seconds is the gap to Baz, and let's see how much that comes down. VFX has lost a lot of time to Jishnu in the last couple of laps. The gap was 2.2 seconds. Now it's 4.3. Redstone has pitted, and the gap still 20.3, but let's see if it's coming down. It is getting sunny now, and the DRS has been disabled, so you can expect Redstone to make some inroads. He can maybe get ahead of Baz, but because of his time penalty, Baz might still get the podium. But maybe I think the top 3 have left it a bit too late. Maybe they wanted to go on the hards, on the softs, as Redstone already gaining a second on the top 3 by the time he's in sector 2. So I think maybe they'll go on the softs for a 4 lap dash, and that's the plan they have. Just know this time is coming into the pits. So is VFX, and so would be Baz, as there's a Williams of Falcon also coming into the pits. So Baz has lost more than 2 seconds to Redstone in a couple of sectors, but now he goes on to those soft tires. Jishnu, by the way, goes on the mediums, and I think that should be fine considering the gap he has to VFX. And look at Baz, he is going to get undercut by Redstone. So what a strategy that is by Redstone, but not enough laps. So Baz, if he can keep within 2 seconds, 3 seconds rather, of Redstone, Baz could still be on the podium. Yeah, Smith is on the on the intermediates. He's going to go back onto the dries very soon. So that's the gap in front of you. Redstone less than all about 2 seconds behind VFX, and VFX 3.5 seconds behind Jishnu, who has the race. It's his race to lose from here on. Only 3 laps to go. What about Baz? Can he stay with Redstone? I think he just might be able to. Might have done a good call. He was P3 anyway, and at this rate, he will be P3 because of the time penalty by Redstone. So he's on those softs, which are giving him good. Oh, just as I say that, he puts 2 of those tires on the gravel, Basil. And yeah, then we'll lose time all the way down to the bus stop chicane before the next braking zone. VFX has gained a couple of tenths on Jishnu, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. So Jishnu, as things stands, on his way to win back-to-back races in RL, maybe for the first time. I don't know how many races he has under his belt, race wins he has under his belt, but probably the first time he's going to win back-to-back races. A great achievement, and really good drives, well managed and clean as a whistle, no controversies. So this could be start of something special for Jishnu. Maybe going to the PC has helped him turn around his fortunes, and in turn he's going to get rewarded for it. With 2.5 laps to go. Further behind, Oxidized Rage and Smith Shah. Chip said that they went side by side through Rouge and Radion. Well, I'm sorry for missing that, Chips, but we might get a round 2 of this, as Oxidized is behind Smith now. Well, they're not going to go side by side through those corners, but maybe there's an overtake coming on the Camel Straight. By the end of this lap, we'll keep an eye out on that. 6 tenths is the gap, so maybe Oxidized is not close enough to Smith on this occasion. But I will tell you who is close enough. It is Azun on Deadly Mosquito. So it's been a bit of a anticlimactic race for Azun. I thought he will make up more positions after gaining so many positions at the end of the first few laps, but hasn't really happened for him. I think he stayed out on those dry tires a lap too long, and that really put his race on the back foot, as Baz now 3.3 seconds behind Redstone. So, and I don't think the softs are going to get any faster now. I think the mediums might start having an advantage over the softs already. So Baz has effectively been thrown out of the podium race. As things stand, I don't think Baz is going to finish on the podium, despite the 3-second time penalty for Redstone. This is not good news for Baz. Had he just pit on the same lap as Redstone, maybe he would have had a chance, but just lost too much time by staying out for one more lap, and that has cost him a podium today. But you never know. As VFX said, Redstone is on the back of VFX, and when Redstone and VFX are battling, drama usually follows. We have one more lap after this, so it's effective 1.5 laps. Redstone does have a 3-second time penalty. Now I know what VFX must be thinking. He does not want to let Redstone pass. If Redstone gets past and then somehow gets his time penalty removed, that is not something VFX would want. VFX is currently trying to get past Solanki, which is a lapped car and a ghosted car, and while Jishnu is well on his way to clinch the race win with a fastest lap, no doubt, with a 1:44.0. This is going to be showdown on the last lap between Redstone and VFX. So let's see. I think it should be an easy overtake for Redstone. Further behind, it is going to be an easy overtake for Oxidized Rays as well. But here goes Redstone on the outside. Well, it's a straight really, but oh, there's a contact. There is contact. These two could not let each other race in peace. But thankfully nothing happened, but there was some contact between the left front of the Red Bull of VFX and right rear of Redstone. He is up into P2, the McLaren, and VFX would be hanging on. I think he'll still finish at least within that 3-second gap of Redstone, so he will effectively get his P2. They're going to join each other on the podium nonetheless. Baz, a bit of a lonely race in the final stint. So did Suraj, but you never know if Abhishek is catching up. So we'll keep an eye out on that. But let's remember this man, Jishnu. What a drive it has been from him. From lap 1, the first few laps, he did have that battle with Redstone, overtaking each other lap after lap. He was maintaining pace with the McLaren, but especially in the wets, he made the good call, and it has come through. It is back-to-back wins for Jishnu in the Mercedes. Redstone takes P3 in the end as we fixed his another time penalty. Basil rounds up P4, and Suraj a long way off. He will come up in P5. Abhishek has gotten a time penalty, so Suraj has nothing to worry about. He can drive easy coast into the last couple of corners and take home P5. Abhishek will finish P6, and again we have to wait for a long time before we see another car cross the finish line. The backmarkers have taken the checkered flags to the likes of Azun and Mayank, Sonic Hawk, Parth Solanki's AI, just Gosalia on those hard tires. I'm not exactly sure why he chose hards, maybe did not have a set of fresh mediums. He's going to take a few points in P7 as Gosalia. Easy level bot, good race from him. Did give us something to be excited about in terms of battles. Takes P8, Smith has taken P9. Oxidized is going to take 2 points in P10, and that's the 1 point in P10, and then followed by Raman, and Sid Venkatesh is going to finish P12. Yes, I do remember podium interviews, Shooter. So I will now start calling people to join me in the podium interviews. I'll start with Redstone, and then let me see if I can add VFX. I'm assuming I can't speak with Jishnu, can I? Someone can let me know, please, because he's a PC player. I hope that's how it works. As Redstone is here, Redstone Just hang on a second while I get others in, but I hope you can hear me and I hope your audio
Yeah,
sharing is on
loud and clear.
so people can hear you on the official stream as well. But while we wait for VFX, I'm not sure if Jishnu can join us, but Redstone, what a race. Pole position by half a second. Walk us through your race, the battle with Jishnu in the first few laps, the period in the rain, and what was going on in your mind, especially at the final pit stop, because you pitted a lap earlier than the top three. And I think eventually that was a call that got you the podium, because if Baz had pitted along with you, he might have just about kept that P3 spot. And welcome back to racing, by the way. It's good to be bored by your pace yet again.
This is nice. It's a good race. Congrats to Jishnu. Well deserved win. Yeah, qualifying. I was improving on my final run. I don't know if you got that. Scaling by 2 tenths and bumped into the first stop. But yeah, happy with qualifying. Race. I got a bit of a bad start, and Jishnu and I were just DRSing each other, trying to get away. And I wanted to pit when it started raining. Like I said, Jishnu, we should pit. And when I turned right, I locked my rears, and by the time I corrected that, like I knew I'd probably cut the pit entry. So I was like, you know what, let's just go another lap and see how it goes. And after that, my setup, it was just not good in the rain. I tried my best to like keep within 3 seconds within the undercut window, and I was just hoping Bass wouldn't pit because I knew when I pit for mediums, I'll be much quicker than both of these two. So that's what happened at least, and I got a 3 second to make my life difficult. But yeah, managed to finish P2 on track, so take that.
Yeah, it
I'll try not
was.
to be a loop for Hungary.
No, it was a little bit painful for us to see you wrestle your car, especially in the second sector when the rain actually started chucking it down, and we could see that you were losing a lot of time, but you still managed to come out in P4. I think your pace was very similar to the top three. You weren't really making a lot of inroads into the gap that they had, but you weren't losing time as well, and ultimately that's what helped you keep your P4 until the dry period, and then of course the decision to pit. Just one quick word about the 3 second. For the people who are looking for some drama in this towards room, are there any of those warnings which are contestable, or
No,
it's a
no,
clean cut 3 second?
like clean cut 3 seconds. There's no point contesting that. That was just my mistake.
All
But yeah, good
right.
race regardless. Just struggled in the wet. Tried to keep up with these lads up ahead. They were quick. But when it dried up, I knew like what I had to do. So try to maximize as much as I can. Good to finish P2 on track.
All right.
Congrats to
Congratulations.
Jishnu and VFX as well. Great race.
Yep. Congratulations, Redstone. Always good to see you on the podium and good to see you being challenged as well for a change. Coming to VFX, whom we could not interview last round. Well, I say could not, but I just completely forgot along with Jishnu to speak to them. But VFX, what a race. That start was interesting on the hards yet again. Uh, was there any indication of rain in the first few laps, or despite that you chose to start on the hards? Was it Silverstone flashbacks when it started raining a bit, but then of course Spa being Spa, it started getting wet pretty soon as well.
Yeah, first of all, quali was a bit disappointing. I think I went too far extreme in preparing it for the wets. So already we're starting below where we were supposed to. I think if I was in the top four or top three, then I probably would have gone medium anyway. But when you're that far down, you have to try something else. And it was working for a point, but anytime we went from conditions that were not fully wet or fully dry, then Jishnu was just blasting it in front ahead of me. I was kind of a noob and didn't do three quali runs because I was too busy working on the setup. Thought that would help me in the end, but yeah, softs definitely not the tire to be on at the end. Even with like 3 to 4 laps left, just no, they lost their pace very quickly. Yeah, that's it.
All right, walk us through the phase before it started becoming dry again, because we saw you were gaining some time on Jishnu, but suddenly you lost 2 seconds in 3-4 laps. Was there a mistake on your part, or were your tires just giving up with the conditions, or was it the setup?
Yeah, I think I put too much weight. I put like 3 or 4 clicks up on my normal. And when it was fully wet, it was working because cars not cars turning well. But yeah, at that point, I was just trying not to get a 3 seconds. The last few laps, I think I lost like 1.5 seconds in like 3 laps because car was just uber responsive, and yeah, that kind of hampered me a lot.
All right. Nevertheless, good to have back-to-back podiums. P3 in Silverstone, P2 in Belgium. Maybe you'll go one better next weekend. I will hate to see that, but
I mean, with the
we'll
way
see.
Jishnu's driving right now, I don't really see how that's gonna happen. But yeah, he's the standard right now.
All right. On that note, over to our race winner, back-to-back race winner, no less. Jishnu, you're getting used to the top step of the podium and probably inspiring a lot of people to switch to PC. But what a race, and great to see you having this speed all round on two different tracks. But walk us through your race. The first few laps with Restaurant, well, he did mention you were in DRS engine. It was very smart by both of you to not lose time, but still, move away from the rest of the pack. And your decision to pit, just great show all around.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Race was really good. I think quali was a bit messy from my side. I mean, at best, anyway, I could have done P2. I think Redstone's lap was really, really good and close to almost the esport guys. But yeah, really good lap. In the race, I think pace is better a little bit. I can manage much more. I had a really good start, luckily, because practice sessions I was having not so good starts. But yeah, had really good start. Went to P1, and then it was about managing and trying to make a buffer for the with the cars behind, and then let the weather play its role and strategy as well. I think Redstone put a lap too late, but unlucky for him. Yeah, I think that gave me a kind of an advantage as well. I had gap which I could manage. In the rain, it was all about management. I know it was going to dry up, and yeah, I think mediums was the tire to go, and I could really push at the end. And yeah, mostly it was about management because Restaurant put a lap too late. Otherwise, it would have been very close. Um, yeah.
Right. I think because you mentioned tires, I had that question. Considering you were, I think, about 3.5 seconds ahead of VFX in the final round of pit stops, you went for mediums, and it looked very logical. It was a safe choice. You could push for all the 4 laps that were remaining after the pit stop. But let's say if the gap was maybe 1.5 seconds, VFX were thereabouts in your DRS. Do you think your decision would have changed? You might have gone for the softs just to ensure you have that pace, that raw pace, despite tires degrading faster, or you would have still opted for the mediums.
I think mediums are for 4 5 laps still. Even if it's 2 laps, mediums would have been still a good choice. The softs, plus I don't have any new set left. I used all three in the quali. That too. Also, yeah, mediums are just much better. Softs just die too hard. Yeah, medium. I could have anyway overtook him later on if he passed me, kept within his DRS, which would have helped me because the slipstream is really powerful as well.
All right. I like this new, much more confident Jishnu than the playful friend we had around, joking around with the likes of Srikanth last season. But great to see that Jishnu. Next stop is Hungary. Can you make it 3 out of 3?
He won't.
I'm not racing. That's why he knows that. That's why he said it.
If,
But
I,
I
if
mean,
I didn't make that mistake, it would have been close, but he ain't getting it in. So,
I mean, who knows? But anyways, I would still play with Shrikant. He just is flying planes now. Hopefully, he doesn't come near where I'm living.
Doing grown-up stuff is Srikanth. But yeah, sad to see
Yeah.
that you're missing Hungary. Maybe you just want to keep it interesting in terms of title. So much much appreciate the humility, Jishnu, by taking a back seat and let others take the race win next weekend. But nevertheless, great start to the season and awesome performance. It was great watching you last couple of races. Hopefully, we'll see you in the race after that, which I believe is Saudi Arabia. But until then, congratulations to all three of you once again. Chips has a question for you, Redstone. You can answer it maybe later in the chat.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
everyone
Thanks a lot,
for
Rex.
sticking around, and
Come back, Chips.
yeah, and Chips, please do come back. He wants the game to go on stock on Amazon, so you can buy a physical edition
I don't
of
really
the
see
game.
what the point, because if you have the physical edition, you will have more of an urge to snap the disc in half, whereas you can't do that with the digital edition.
Well, he can snap his PlayStation in half, but that would be a very expensive act. But either way, Chips, do buy the game or do lend it like I did with Shooter, and please do join me for comms. But until then, we'll see you next week in Hungary, maybe with a different set of podium winners. And until then, take care of yourselves. Good night and goodbye.